Two guys are making $15 million a year with no network, no investors, and no plans to scale. There is a show right now that's doing $5 million a year in ad revenue with 2 hosts, 0 outside investors, and a philosophy that goes directly against everything the podcast industry says you should do. They just signed with CAA. They have already nearly sold out their entire 2026 ad inventory. They're projecting $15 million in revenue this year, and they refuse to build a network. TBPN, the Technology Business Programming Network, is hosted by John Coogan and Jordy Hayes. They stream live 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, covering tech and business news the way that ESPN covers sports. They launched as a weekly show in late 2024 and went daily almost immediately. The guest list reads like a tech industry hall of fame. Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Satya Nadella, Mark Cuban. The New York Times profiled them and called them the Silicon Valley's newest obsession. And in January of this year, they signed with CAA, one of the biggest talent agencies on the planet. Their advertising model is what makes this really interesting. Every sponsor is on a year-long, category-exclusive deal. If you're a cloud computing company and you sponsor TBPN, no other cloud computing company can advertise on the show, period. That's not how most podcast advertising works. Most shows sell on a CPM basis, episode by episode. TBPN sells annual partnerships. Jordy described it like building a Formula One race team. Every sponsor is embedded across every show, every clip, every format, and because they're category exclusive, each sponsor gets a massive competitive advantage. That creates enormous lock-in. Once you're in, you do not leave, and your competitor cannot get in. Now, here's the part that should keep every podcast network CEO up at night. When asked if they plan to sign other shows and build a network, Jordy said no, and he was blunt about it. Why? He pointed at the traditional network model and said, look what happened. Dave Portnoy built up talent, and the talent left. Networks used to have leverage because content was expensive to make and hard to distribute. That's not true anymore. Anyone can open a laptop and start creating. His position is that the only thing you can build a monopoly on is yourself. Your voice, your expertise, your daily presence. Everything else is replaceable. That is a radical stance when an entire industry is consolidating into bigger and bigger networks. And at $15 million in revenue with 0 dilution, the math is backing him up. 2 hosts, no investors, no network, nearly sold out for the entire year in a world where Spotify spent $1 billion trying to own podcasting and failed. TBPN is proof that the future might look completely different than what the big companies are building. Sometimes the smartest play is to stay small, stay focused, and own every dollar.